Good afternoon. Michael Mazarang here again. And today we're here at a house on the lake, and this house had a unique situation. We had a foundation drainage problem as well as a bowing basement wall combination. And so we were called to bid the project. One of the engineering firms that we work with developed an engineered repair plan for the implementation of this repair, which included a soil nail stabilization program, as well as recommending waterproofing the wall that was leaking along the front and side. As you can see here, this lot is pretty heavily above grade, so doing an interior waterproofing program was certainly much more strategic and less invasive. If we had chosen to do an outside program, of course these trees would have had to been cut down, and we'd have had to make a 15-foot excavation here along the front of this pretty home with all this nice landscaping and hardscapes. So certainly you can see the advantages of doing some of these interior waterproofing programs at times when an exterior solution becomes more problematic. So as we walk around back today, we'll show you the work area. And again, the primary focus of this repair was to stabilize the front wall that was bowing, and pretty common problem with basement walls here in the Carolinas, and especially these old block walls where the cells aren't filled. You get a lot of rain and hydrostatic force on the wall, and it'll bow in the middle. So what we did here, per the engineer's plan, is we installed a soil nail retention system. The soil nail goes in on a down angle. It's a sleeve with a threaded rod, and that system actually gets grouted as opposed to the manufactured systems that create a much larger hole and are much more invasive and dangerous to install. These systems were installed, you use a specialty drill apparatus, so it's much safer. If you have to elevate yourself, you can get some scaffolding and safely deploy your drills from up top. So you can see here the finished product with this channel that the engineer spec'd out, and you'll see on your screen the layout that was spec'd out by the licensed engineer, by the licensed structural engineer, and of course we followed that recipe to the T. You can see walking around here, we've got this middle room where you can see we're doing some drying to dry the sealer on the wall, but you can see here where 2 more units were installed. And of course in this room the guys are finishing up the waterproofing, and this of course has the other locations as well as where our sump location is. So in addition to installing the foundation stabilization plan, or the soil nail retention system, in addition to that, we broke the floor out, as you'll see here, and we installed an internal drain tile system that goes to the sump pump in the other room. And this piece here that you'll see off the floor is hard sealer, which beneath this hard sealer there's a series of weep holes which allow the moisture as it goes through the block wall to be released through the holes down into our drain system that's in the floor. The drain system is now sloped down this wall and goes all the way down to the other room where our sump pump is. In addition to that, instead of putting hard wall sealer all the way up to the top, I found that it's much more effective to do 2 coats of dry lock wall sealer from the hard wall sealer, which hides the weep holes, all the way up. You're supposed to go to grade, but we just went all the way up to the sill plate for effectiveness in case the client decides not to finish the wall right away. The nice thing about these limited access products is once once everything is finished, the client may choose to come out with a 5/8 stud wall, and they could finish the room, marry up to the existing sheetrock that's already here, and just get a crew to set the studs up, the kick plate, and frame it in and put the sheetrock in, and you could hide completely this repair. The nice thing about a soil nail retention system, as opposed to a carbon fiber strip or a 6-inch I-beam, is you can see here where the hardware was applied. We can tighten this mechanism over a course of time if the client wishes, where during droughts you can actually move the wall back in small increments if you so choose. Most people will choose just to go with stabilization, and the original tightening down of this product, you get some movement of the wall on the initial install, but once the system's in place, you have a life of structural warranty for stabilization, and the remaining deflection in the wall now becomes cosmetic in nature, where you can either paint the wall or, like, as we discussed before, bring in a stud wall and just hide everything behind it. So most customers choose to go that route, but certainly adjustments in the future can be done. This is a 20 kip anchor, which is, you know, way more lateral load than really this wall would even need for support. But you know, we tend to want to have over designed systems to have that safety factor. So the guys did a really clean job with the channel, and you can see here the patch on the floor with the waterproofing system looks very good. And so you know, we're staged to complete the project today. Once we've cleaned up what's remaining of our mess. So again, you know, here we'll take a quick look at the sump pump, and of course the guys have just put the second coat of Drylok on the wall. It looks cleaner, brighter, neater. You see the finished product here with the channel and the soil nail retention program with the hardware, and you know, we've carefully finished the concrete. This is a sealed lid, and down inside the access hole is a 1/2 horsepower pump, and the exit line goes up and out, and we have a bubble pot assembly set up outside where the water will just bubble up and simply go down the hill. So water is pumped out safely. No additional challenges here on the water on the wall. And so what I like about this system is we were able to incorporate both the skill sets of foundation repair as well as the basement waterproofing system to do this combined project. And you didn't have to use different vendors, or we were all able to do it under the same happy family, the same tree of professionals. And you know, these guys really do a nice job. They work hard, and they really keep getting better and better every year with their craft. So anyways, so if you have any questions about bowing basement walls, or a soil nail retention system, or maybe you've even talked about doing a helical tieback system, a carbon fiber strip, or an I-beam, certainly look at the alternative of doing the soil nail system, as it's less invasive. You don't have to, it's half the size of the access hole. It's cleaner, neater, less mess. And also, you know, whether you want to do an outside waterproofing program, or as this case became, the interior program, which was much more strategic and cheaper to do, less mess, and don't have a 20-foot gaping hole out front. So this system was able to be installed in a few days, as opposed to several weeks. So the soil nail retention system took probably 3-4 days to deploy, including setting the channel. And Chris and his team, this is galvanized steel, made here locally in the Charlotte market, so we support local steel companies. The washers, the plates, everything are bought from local companies. We are not a franchisee, so we support local business owners here, and want you to feel comfortable knowing that when you hire our companies, that you're dealing with local people. So again, we certainly appreciate you watching today. And again, if you have any questions about foundation repair, bowing basement walls, or basement waterproofing, we'd appreciate a phone call. And the number down at your screen is where we can be found, our website, or you can just contact my phone number. Again, this is Michael Mazarang. Hope you have a good rest of the day, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.